What's up, everybody? It's Jay here.
And it's Amanda. And today we're going to be talking about what is life like single.
Mm, mm, mm.
Ah,
It really is really not that bad. I'm enjoying my time in my singleness because I'm very
singleness, that's a word.
singleness. Yes, I'm very optimistic, and I believe in what God has for me will be for me with no questions asked. So I'm chilling.
I can say the same for me. Single life really not that bad. I love my alone time, not having to worry about somebody else. And what Jay said, what will be for me will be for me. You know what I'm saying? B. It's going to be for me. And you can't rush the
Can't
process
rush greatness.
at all. We are meant to be great. And at the end of the day, y'all, it's all about you. Like, I know for my journey, it's only been 3 months of me being single, going into my 4th month. Oh, it is 4 months. Hit 4 months today, actually. And honestly, it hasn't even been that bad. The me being single, I feel like a lot of like my schoolwork being more social in school has actually helped me. Not to say that I'm not dealing with the healing process of it all, but it's been a nice distraction. But when those times do come where I get that moment of sadness or the where it hits me like, dang man, like you really here single. We was supposed to be here together, and life happens.
It sure did,
Yeah.
y'all. Dang.
Life happens, and I realized like it's just
It is what
Dana.
it is.
You said a prayer. What was the prayer that you said with your relationship, or what happened?
I pray for this with everyone who comes in my life. And I'm pretty sure y'all know the prayer too. Lord, take them out of my life if they are no good for me. Take them away from me whether I like it or not. I pray that with everyone in my life. Relationship wise, family wise, friendship wise. Like, that's a prayer that I pray every night. And I pray that prayer because I don't want anyone taking me away from God. And I'm not going to even hold y'all. The last relationship took me away from God. And that's my fault for even letting it, get to where it was. But it wasn't encouraging my path in finding my strength in God and strengthening that relationship with God. So even when we first got together, that was a prayer I prayed. Even before we got together, that was a prayer I prayed. And I guess because it happened, like, we ended up getting together and it was like all good and all. I was like, oh, okay, God, maybe, he is here. Maybe you call him to be in my life. But obviously, I thought it was, this is going to be the one, that I grow with and I'm able to learn with. But no, God had other plans, of course. And I did learn a lesson in that relationship. I've been in 2 relationships so far, and I could say, well, I didn't really learn anything in this
Sorry,
relationship,
y'all.
but it was like a continuation of the first relationship. Um, and I don't really know how to take it yet. Like, I don't really know, like, if it's a good or bad thing. But kind of, both of them made me want to stop loving so hard and giving what I could give. And I know that's not a good thing because that's not fair to the next person in my life that they may have to break so many barriers before they can get to like me. But like as of now, like after that relationship, it just forced me to like put up a protective wall over myself, and I just know it's not going to be easy for anyone else. Which is like it's not going to be a bad thing that it won't be easy, but I'm definitely going to take more steps because I also have to guard myself like they may be guarding themselves. And I have to make sure that I'm protected at the end of the day, and I can give you as much as I can, but at the same time, you you probably can't take all of me when you want to. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Like take all of you, like all
Like
of.
like I won't be giving my all, like I won't be just putting all my eggs in one basket. It'll be
Oh.
like step by step. Like I'll be progressively getting there, which I'm sure anyone would do after, like, they've been played in the face with it really bothers me, like, looking at those relationships. Like, I gave so many chances and opportunities, and I expressed myself so many times, and I was always the one ended up fighting too hard, which is, I like that about myself, actually. That's something that I admire about myself, that I will fight and I will be open and I can be vulnerable with someone that I truly liked. And so it's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of contradicting because I want to turn that off but then I want to like keep it, if that makes sense.
I know what you're talking about. Because I know exactly what you're talking about. I feel the same way you do. I feel like all these emotions that I be feeling sometimes, or like you said, turn it off. I feel like you would turn it on when it's the right person. When you feel like in your heart that, okay, this person is showing me all the right signs. They have all the right things that I'm looking for. They're actually stepping up. They're actually communicating. They're actually doing the things that I have said to them before. They're actually paying attention to key details. I feel like we are going to know when to open up to a person and when to not open up to a person, because action speaks louder than words, and I am a strong believer in that. Someone can talk so much, but their actions, it has to
Match
it
up.
has to match.
And that's what I seen. Like, looking back at like both of their behaviors, their actions never really matched up with their words, and it was kind of like I was the one not coming up with anything, but I was the one speaking more about conflicts and bringing it up and bringing it to their attentions. And then somehow I ended up being the shoulder to cry on. And I'm the one apologizing and stuff like that. So that definitely, like, I noticed a lot of things within those relationships that was like, yeah, no. But then at the same time, I'm the type of person, I'm very optimistic. And I feel like, which I've learned otherwise now, but I used to believe like over time they would change. Over time they would change for me. Over time they would change for themselves. Over time our relationship would get better. And I realized that God put this on my heart right after I broke up with him. No, like in the midst of us breaking up, he was like, it's not your job to fix him. It's not my job to break myself down to build someone else up. For anyone, it's not any of our jobs to do that. We're ourselves. And then first, next relationship, if you listening, future man,
I'm not
come
I'm not gonna play with you.
come. I want my next person to be healed as much as possible, and their wounds will not damage us. Like, of course we're not going to be perfectly healed. Everything is all rainbows and stuff. We're still going to be very cautious about how we handle ourselves within a relationship, how we approach certain things. But I don't want him to come on to me with still, oh, I'm not over my ex, or I still feel like I just want attention. Like, that's not what I'm looking for. That's never what I looked for. And those are obviously things that I feel like the past two people, they struggled with. But back then my mindset was totally different. I was like, oh, we're just young, we still gotta grow up, we're gonna be all right as long as we stay together. But now it's just like, I can't let you tell me something twice. I can't let you slap me in my face twice. Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, I cannot put the blame on you. Fool me three times,
After peace sign.
load the chopper and let it rain on you.
Let it rain.
So J. Cole comes into play with that. After 3 times, baby. Really after 2 for me now. But
one time for me.
like, I have no one to blame but myself. That the fact that I stayed around even though I seen the signs. But that's something I've learned. My tolerance for the
BS.
and the ignorance that may come with people in relationships. I understand you may not really know. What if I'm your first relationship? What if you weren't with someone who, treated you the best? Like, I'm not here to just need you to be perfect. Like, I'm always here to learn. And I know that, like, even in the marriage, it's always work. It's always both of you guys working. But it always fell on me to be the one that was only working. And what they considered maximum effort was the bare minimum. And that showed through their actions. That's all I could say about that, baby. But that's what I've learned so far within those relationships. What have you learned?
Okay, so my past 2 relationships, the first one, that was 2 years. I don't really count the 2 years because we really broke up at like the second or first month of our being in a 2-year relationship. Anywho, I learned a lot from that relationship. Being that I was so young, we started when I was 16, ended when I was 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
18?
That's about 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Ended when I was 18, and it was, I ain't gonna lie, it was a roller coaster of emotion. I feel like that was my first real relationship because the one that I was in before was kind of like a situationship. It was like, I didn't really...
He wasn't locked in.
It wasn't, yeah.
None of y'all was locked in.
We was never locked in until I met my first real relationship where he actually really showed me, things that he liked to do for his girlfriend. Like, knowing that we was just that young and me being experienced to those things, it actually opened my eyes to like, oh, wow, this is a lot going on. And he actually helped me to, like, not my picture perfect boyfriend, but like, it kind of shaped my way of thinking about what my boyfriend should be doing and what he should, some attributes about him. But he taught me a lot of things. And the downside of that was that he always, like, gaslights me about certain things. Like, he was not very, what's the word I could say?
Open?
He was open, but he was like, it's like his mindset, like his mental state was not very...
He wasn't mentally stable?
Yeah, at all. And so, like, he would do certain things and say certain things to me that would make me, like, literally break down and cry. Because it was just like, why are you saying this stuff to me? Because I didn't do anything to him to make him feel that certain way or go down that road with me. And I was just felt very attacked mentally because I was only just trying to be there for him.
He was a narcissist.
And I didn't even know it at first until I started talking to Jay about it and how it made me feel during the relationships. Like, yeah, I was like, wow, didn't even know the signs or anything like that. And so, like, the reason for our breakup was because it was long distance. He went to the army and I just really just couldn't do it no more. Communication was so off. I felt like the love that we had for each other was just thinning out. Like, when
he was ready to marry you.
He really was. That man was ready to put it down. And I was just like, there's a lot more things that need to be worked on before we even lock that hatchet. And I was just not ready for it. Like, I really felt like there were so many more other things that we need to work on in our relationship. And he was just like, what are you talking about? My relationship good? Like, no.
So he never seen his faults? No, I hate that.
No. And so that's just how it went on. And it was just like a lot of maneuvering. Plus, we barely even saw each other because, my mama was very strict with me growing up. Never really, the whole parents thing. Oh, that's not really a boyfriend. That's just like a little play. Like, y'all not really serious.
That was right.
And, she wasn't lying. But it was a learning experience. I learned a lot from that relationship. Like, never put all your eggs in one basket. Like, I was just so in love. And I was like, girl, what are you talking about? You don't even know what love is to be talking about you in love with a man. Again, I was 16, 17 years old. So it was just kind of like, girl, just take a breather. And we broke up. That was that. I got into my next relationship not even a year out of that one. And it was long distance. Started from the jump. And I really felt like that was where everything just, took a turn. Yeah, went downhill. Because I've went through a long distance relationship before. And I don't know why I thought it would be... Well, I thought it was going to be different because we were only 4 hours away. The man is all the way over in Utah when we... Yeah, he went to Utah. So, with him, my first relationship being over in Utah, that was the long distance relationship. That was what was going on. With this one that I recently broke up with, he was only 4 hours away. So I was just like, okay, it's not bad. He's not like 16 hours, not, however far away Utah is from Tampa, Florida, or Tallahassee. So, anywho, from then on, I felt like, I don't know, I still have this belief, but I really feel like I was the first real person to really show him, like, what a girlfriend is supposed to be. And I really stand on that, for real, because during that relationship, like, I felt like I was doing a lot, not to downplay what he was doing, because he was doing what he could do, as any man should. He was doing what he could do while I was still telling him, hey, these are some things that, could help our relationship, could aid in the communication, could aid in, making this relationship last longer, to avoid conflicts and to talk about our feelings, our problems, during, like, any situation that was going on between us. And it just really showed me that, like, I can't, when I'm feeling a certain way about something, I can't just, let it sit, because that's a bad trait that I have. I don't like confrontation, and I don't really talk about my feelings a lot, but come on, girl, you're 20 years old. Like, something gotta give. Like, you have to be able to talk about how you're feeling, what made you feel that way, and to put all of that all in one, and to communicate effectively with your partner. And I feel like that was where our relationship sometimes took a turn, where we were just not effectively communicating about how we felt. Like, some people, he wanted to be alone when he felt a certain type of way. He didn't want to talk about it. He didn't want to put that stress on me. I'm just like, I'm the person that you come to. Like, I'm your girlfriend. Like,
so y'all both just had bad communication skills.
Yeah. And I was trying to tell him, okay, we can fix this. Like, we can always talk about it. And I was the one, hey, what do you want to talk about? Let's talk about it. And then he made it, apparently I was pressuring him to talk about what he was feeling.
But if you listen to what you just said, you say you didn't like confrontation. So were you telling him, were you encouraging him to come out to you, but then when you shut down, did you backtrack and didn't want to talk to him? Honest answer, yes or no?
Okay, yes, I did that sometimes. But as, like, the relationship progressed, like, we was, like, what, 6 months, 7 months? And, because we never really had, like, conflicts like that, if I'm being honest. We just had, like I said, the communication was just bad. And then the certain things I would ask him, like, the acts of, how you say that word? Chivalry? Mm-hmm. That word, what Jayana said. And I felt like a man should be able to just do that without any,
I hate that they make it seem like that's like a chore or like a burden on their shoulders. I hate that. Because with my ex, he was like, oh, if you don't do it, why should I do it? And I'm just looking at him. Y'all know that meme when the lady in the courtroom is the man was like, when the last time you slept with Mrs. blah blah blah? And he told them, and then her face dropped.
Yes.
That meme, that's the face I would make at him. And I'll be like so like confused. I'm like, you're supposed to make me want to feel special. Make me want to feel like, yes, girl, you're the one I want.
Princess.
Like, so like stuff like that, I don't get why some dudes make it seem like it's a chore. And I'm just like, it definitely depends on how you were raised, I guess. But at the same time, if this is you asked me to be your girlfriend. So with that being said, why aren't your actions like speaking as if I'm your girlfriend? Like, opening the door for me is just a normal gesture. Making sure I'm in the house. Letting him open the door for me to go inside before you, like stuff like that. And it's just like the tick for tack, which I realized with my ex, he was a tick for tack person. He even said it multiple times, and I'm just like, I can't get jiggy with that, because when I do stuff, I do it because I want to make you happy. I want to make you feel special. I'm not even looking for anything in return. So when you're just only doing things for me to return it back to you, or for you to have one up on me, and you could be like, oh, well, I did this for you, you didn't do this for me. Like, that's not the type of energy I bring, and that's not the type of energy I deserve either, because I do everything wholeheartedly. And so having somebody who's the opposite of that, it was no good, really.
Imagine having somebody who ain't want to do it.
Well, I don't know about that,
Like,
but
oh my gosh,
that's what I'm basically saying. Like, we gotta grow up, guys. Guys, we have to grow up.
Especially, I really feel like it's a jab at them, but I really feel like they don't think outside the box. Though our exes, well, let's say boyfriends, our exes really do not think outside the box for real, and it really showed. And it's just like
I would have been a great boyfriend, bro.
Listen,
I would be the one. I would be a great boyfriend.
Myself so well, and like Gianna was saying, like it shouldn't be a chore to make your girlfriend feel special at all. Like I was just like I'm like materialistic things I really don't care about. Quality
you don't
time,
gotta buy me flowers every time I see you.
Communication, like I'm not even talking about like just
the bare minimum. The bare
like
minimum.
What we asked for in our relationship was not even a lot. I don't feel like I was asking for a lot at all, and it was not like, oh, you need to buy me this, oh, you need to buy me that.
I never even really asked for anything. That's the thing.
Never that.
Only thing I asked for was time and attention, as anyone else would. Like why did you ask me to be your girlfriend? Like, if you didn't want to give me the bare minimum,
or put in the work,
or at least put in the work. Like, okay, cool, you got some work to do, but I'm also looking for your progress. Like, I'm looking to see if you're trying to be about what you're talking about. And it's just weird when you sound great, like you sound so. You persuaded me, bro. But at the same time, your actions, that's what hurts most, because now it just makes out a lie. Now you're just lying. And so that got tiring. And I don't know. But the reason my relationship ended was because he who shall not be named, he basically just didn't want to be with me. Basically. And this is why, like, it's hard for me. Well, I'll get to that. But, like, I've asked multiple times. The action showed. But like I told y'all, like, I was just thinking we was going through a rough patch. I was like, okay, we can work this out. Like, it's no big deal. We just need to communicate, get back on track with everything. But just turns out he just didn't want to be with me. And it took me some time to accept that, for sure. But at the same time, like, now looking back at it, it's just like, I even gave him so many chances to say that. I said it myself and told him to answer yes or no. So it's just like, and then he sat there and made me believe one thing, and that wasn't the case. So, like, I'm sitting here thinking, oh, we gonna be okay. And in the back of your mind, it's just like, nah, we're not getting back together. No, I don't really want to be with her. Like, and that's what like bothered me most, because I gave you so many chances. Like, we talked so much, and you saying all of this stuff, and it doesn't add up to what you genuinely wanted. And my ex thinks it's okay to, like, be friends, or he wanted to be friends. Me personally, based off the last two, they are definitely the reason that I would not pursue a friendship with an ex. I'm sorry, but it's just better safe than sorry. And, you know, I tried talking to him, getting back on track. But, like, at the same time, if you could lie to me in a relationship and not be straight up with me, what makes you think I want that as a friend? Mm-mm. Like, you basically just ruined all of that for yourself because you couldn't just keep it straight up. And so it's just like what's the purpose of this friendship? It will be no purpose for me. And once we done, baby, you become a stranger. And that's just how it always been for me. That's my mindset on it. And I think that's the best way I can keep myself protected. Because I personally don't know how I could be friends with an ex. Like, I thought I was going to marry you at one point. Like, I thought we were going to be, like, lasting for a long time. And so, like, I can't really backtrack with that. I would just rather leave our relationship where it was and just move on. What about you? You can be friends with ex.
From the first one, I cold turkey bacon. Cold turkey bacon. Cold turkey. Cold turkey. Cut them off cold turkey. I can't do it. It's just weird. Like, I thought about a whole future with you. Like, I thought about my whole life with you in it. And us not being together anymore. It just... And then trying to come back to a friendship. Like, it's just weird. Once you get from a friendship into a whole relationship like that, turned into your boyfriend or girlfriend, there's no... I can't go back. Me personally, I can't go back. Most people can go back, but I feel like, for me, cold turkey is just good for me. I just can't do it. But, yeah, my relationship didn't last, or my last relationship did not last, because of the simple fact that as I was trying, I'm a trier. Even when things are going down bad, I just continue trying and trying and trying.
We got that.
And I realized it was just like I kept on asking the same questions. Okay, where do you see us? What's going on? Do you want to be here? Do you not want to be here? Where are you gonna go with this? How, like, I kept on asking the same questions over and over again. He's like, hold on, wait, I need to think. What you need to think about? You're in a relationship. You asked me out. There's a reason you asked me out. So what's going on? What is this? And it just was like the answers was just not given for me. I was like, I literally tried with you from month 1 all the way up until the end. I was like, what's going on? What is this? What could we do better? Like, it was just not giving. And plus, some of the, like Gianna said, the action really, if I felt like the stuff that I be asking him, he felt like it was a chore. Like, I don't have to do this. I don't want to do it. I don't care to do it. Like, it just gave that mood. And I'm just like, I'm just not that type of person. Like, I'm a lovey-dovey type of girl when I get into a relationship. Like, it's my man all day. And I like to feel, like, special. Like, I like to feel like I'm, like, the only girl of your dreams type stuff. Like, he is all about me. And only about me. And I like to feel like I am, like, you know, movies, like the princess movies. Like, I really want my relationship to be like that. Like, all jokes aside. And, of course, it's going to be reciprocated. Like I said, I'm my man all day. Every day. And so I just felt like I wasn't getting that. And I felt like we was just at the end where I was just outgrowing him. I was outgrowing the relationship. Like, I just felt like it was just not meant for me. And like Jonna said, I prayed that prayer. What will be God take anyone out of my life that is for me? If it's not, then let them go. And there was my answer. So I just let it go and let God.
That's really all you can do. Do you believe in the right person, wrong time?
No. Because in a relationship, if you want to make it work, you're going to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, y'all, like we're grown people. Me and Jenna, we're 20, 21 years old. Next year coming, 22, 21. Like, I'm just like, y'all, we can communicate effectively if we wanted to communicate effectively. No matter if it's a job, no matter if it's school, no matter if it's personal life, mental health. Like, we can all work it out and communicate. It's up to the person. It's up to y'all. Individually and in the relationship, if y'all want to make it work. I'm like
we said in our, what episode was that? Started. The relationship stuff episode?
Yes.
I don't remember what number that was. But, 50-50. Like we said, we don't really, I think neutrally it should be 50-50. But at the same time, when it comes to one of us having to carry the other, it should be that same energy reciprocated. Whether I'm carrying the 80 and you only got 20, or whether you carrying the 80 and I only got 20. So I think that's a rule that all should come in play. But the 50-50 is where we're like both neutral about, like, the relationship is just neutral. Like, we're good, we're okay. And the whole right person, wrong time, that's what my ex was saying. That was his reasoning, honey. And I was just like looking at him, and I would listen to him in confusion. Because I personally don't believe in that. And I truly believe in a relationship that a relationship could work if the two of you are willing to make it work. If you two truly love and want to be with each other, there is no way that you won't be with each other. Especially if you know, like, if you... First off, to say this on a side note, God needs to be the center of the relationship.
Thanks.
My relationship, God would be the center. My last relationship, God was not the center of that relationship. And so that's why I'm so like at peace with it now. And I'm just like, okay, cool, it happened. I take it for what it is. He did what he did. He said what he said. Take it and leave it. So that's basically my mindset about it. The relationship will work if you two are committed to making it work. And that's my standpoint. I stand very firm on that mindset. I do not believe in the right person, wrong time situation. Like for me, long distance was not as hard as it was for him. If it was the right person, long distance would not have been as hard for him either. So I'm just saying, excuses are for losers, and there were a lot of excuses made, and it probably was a lot of it probably was a lot of excuses on my end too, if you let him tell the story. But for me, it was just a lot of things that could have been fixed, but they weren't big enough to just let that ruin the relationship. The relationship ended because he simply did not want to be with me, which I said I come to terms with. Now, do you believe in true love? Like, do you believe, like, okay, like, say, like, you're with someone, but you see someone else, but you think they're your true love, and not the person you're with?
I have never thought about it like that at all, nor have I thought about it. But, how long would I be in the relationship with the person?
It don't matter. You be in a relationship for a month or 3 years, and you come in contact with someone else, and you may be like, oh, they're my true love. Like, do you believe in true love?
I do. I mean, in that sense of a situation, I would, if I believe, like, in my heart, and especially if I talk to God about it, like, that same day, and be like, whoa, okay, I met this person, but I'm in this relationship. What should I do? Should I go seek, or should I just stay where I'm at? I feel like, for me, I'll go check it out. Because I'm curious.
So you're going to be in a relationship.
I'm going to check it out.
Oh.
I'm going to check it out. But at the same time, like, I want to...
Would you want your... What if your man did that? Would that be okay? Because you say you would check it out. So you saying he could go check it out too?
But I mean, if that's my true love, like...
So you saying if you were in a relationship...
If I missed out on that?
If you were in a relationship and your man found, quote unquote, his true love, and he said he's going to go check it out, that would be okay with you?
Okay, now that the table's... Honestly, like... No.
Exactly.
I probably wouldn't do that, y'all. And knowing that, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go check out somebody else when I'm in a relationship. That's not something that I do.
You just said you would, though, so you cannot take it.
Yes, I can.
Whatever.
Yes, I can.
Me personally, I don't believe in true love like that. But here's why. I feel like in a relationship, you don't automatically love someone. So I think within that relationship, you can build up true love and build up. I don't think there's someone out, like how I explained it to Amanda. She's in a relationship and then there's somebody else on the side. Oh, she thinks that's her true love. I don't think it happens like that. I think you could simply find true love within your partner. Unless, like, I don't know how long it may take y'all to feel like if you love someone or not. But, like, unless it comes to, like, a time, say you're in a relationship for 6 months and you're just not figuring out, like, oh, maybe I don't love this person, then that's something different. I definitely think you should get out of that relationship and go explore your options more. But if you guys truly love each other, like, say you're 6 months and you know you love them and they love you, I think that true love can be formed that way. Like, it's not necessarily something you can find. It's something that's built. Does that make sense?
Yes. That's why I retracted my statement.
Girl, the whole world knows now what you said.
No. I retract my statement, y'all. Because, honestly, like she said, me personally, when I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship. I'm not going to be sitting out here looking to find somebody else, no matter if there's, like, complications or if there's, like, we're just in a rough patch right now, I would never try to step out of a relationship. I'm not a cheater. I don't condone those activities, Bookie. But I will say that, like Jana said, true love, you can be in love. You can find true love in your partner. Like, as anyone else can. If you want to, you will. As y'all both in a relationship, everyone is still... What I would like to say is, a relationship is always working. It's a work in progress. You should not stop working in your relationship. You should not be comfortable in your relationship, because everyone is always changing.
That's
and
right.
So,
I know that's right. Go ahead.
And so, in your relationship, or when it comes to like being in love or loving your partner equally and effectively, you guys should always be working towards it. No one else outside the relationship should be able to step in, because you guys built such a strong bond, strong connection. No one else should be able to tell me that. No friends, no family.
It should be strong enough to where no one else can persuade anything in your relationship.
Nothing at all. Like, everyone should be like, oh, hold up, I'm sorry. It should be immediately a stop sign. Y'all know what a stop sign is? Stop sign.
Y'all should see her hands right now.
It should be a stop sign. And me personally, it's a stop sign up when I'm in a relationship. I'm sorry, I'm unavailable. Very much so. Very much so.
My dad taught me that. He was like, even at the young age, he's like, once you get in a relationship, do not involve anyone else in that relationship at all.
Cut it off.
And I think sometimes I'm guilty. I expressed a lot to Amanda at some points, but so I do. I can't say that I'm perfect in the keeping it only in a relationship, but it's definitely something that is worked on and will be worked on in my next relationship. Because you don't want anyone to have access to your relationship. We spoke about this in Red Flags, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
But there should be no one else that has access to your relationship like you and your partner. And no one should know all the details all the time. I mean, a big explosion, you need to open up to someone. Okay, cool. But every single time y'all get into an argument, like, it's not needed for you to go seek out someone else to have a listening ear. It's your job to go to your partner and make sure they hear you out and make sure they understand why they made you feel this way, why you may have made them feel away, stuff like that. So people should not have access to your relationships. Family, friends, best friends, close cousins, like everybody. Your relationship is separate because you don't want them to have any say at all. That makes both of your mindsets shift and be like, oh, maybe we shouldn't be together. Like, no.
But I feel like with a big blowout, it shouldn't. I shouldn't even say that. I was gonna say, me personally, with a big blowout, like if something like dramatic were to happen in a relationship, I feel like if that was the case, everyone take a breather and come back. Take a breather and come back. Instead of like I know you said you tell me a lot of stuff that happened in your relationship, or most of the things that happened in your relationship, and I did the same thing. Did I? I did.
I don't think you did.
There's literally not much to say that went on, because he doesn't like conflict and he doesn't like arguing. Your partner did.
No, he didn't like arguing.
Well, he liked going back and forth. You said he's a tit for tat.
He's a tit for tat, but we didn't sit there and argue. We never really argued.
Well, then never mind. Retract my statement. But he doesn't really, on my end, he never really liked conflict. So it was not much to do. We would always, try to talk it out, or like we would just isolate both of ourselves, and it just never worked out. But like a big blowout in a relationship, I feel like involving the mommy and the daddy, and then everyone in your family knows about your relationship, because parents talk. They love to run their gaps to the cousins, the aunties, and and so just keep it in a box. Only like ain't somebody said about something about them four walls? Whatever happened in your four walls stays in your four walls. No one should know.
Unless it's like domestic violence or something. Please.
Sexual assault, rape, all that.
Please speak out.
Let someone know. Especially domestic violence. Don't do that alone, Bookie. That's not okay.
But with that all being said, what do you think you learned within, like, what do you learn about yourself now?
That I need to personally accept people for who they are. Once a person show me who they is the first time, believe them, because that's who that person is. They're showing you their true colors. It's not gonna be nothing else. You can't, or I can't go outside the box and try to find something different. It's just they're just that person. And I also need to, another thing I learned within both those relationships, I don't think God was at the center, and it needs to be at the center for me because I want to build like a strong relationship, and a strong relationship where God is at the center, where no one, like, that bond is too tight. It's too tight. That's what I learned out of both of those. How about you?
For me, I learned that I need to have my boundaries set up already. I tried to learn my boundaries within that relationship as well. I mean, it did teach me like what I will accept and what I won't accept, but to actually like set up my boundaries, like you said, believe them when they say it to you, believe them when their actions are speaking. Um, it's no way I'm going to carry a relationship with someone who just want me by their side and that's it. So they don't actively want to work on anything. They don't want to develop a stronger bond, like nothing. They just want attachments. So that's definitely something I'm looking out for. I'll be looking out, making sure that I am not only forming attachments and I'm actually forming true connections with people.
That you don't get lost in the relationship, like in the mist.
Yeah, I don't get lost and I can't speak up or I'm afraid just because I might lose that person. Like, that's not anything that's going to help me in the long run.
You don't sacrifice. And don't sacrifice your happiness just because you want to stay in that relationship.
Yeah.
Don't do that, because that's going to hurt you in the long run, and then you're going to build up all this. What's that?
Animosity.
Mm-hmm. The word she said.
Just don't use the word.
Okay, but that's what I was thinking on my brain. Just don't. You're gonna build up like what's another word? Like
Tension.
Yeah, you're gonna build up tension within yourself and with that person. If you're sacrificing your own happiness, if you see that you're not happy in that relationship, take yourself out. Talk to your person. Let them know, because a lot of things, a single conversation just helps a lot. It helps a lot.
A single conversation backed up with actions.
That's it.
Not just conversation. I'm getting sick of just conversations. And
Action.
then the last thing for me is, I know that my standards are not impossible. If you ask me, my standards are probably the bare minimum. If you give it to another girl to read or another person. So I need to be firm on my standards, and if you don't have what I want, then there's no way we're just going to make it work. If I don't have what you want, I will hope you don't have me around. Like, really, like, come on, let's be logical about this, because I'm the type of person, I want a relationship, I want to build, and I want to make it last. If that's not what you're about, then I'm not the girl for you. If you like girls talk to you any kind of way, or men talk to you any kind of way, then they're not for you. If that's not what I do. So standards are definitely a must. And I'm sticking beside everything I said. I have one more question. Well, it might not be one more question. But what are your expectations? Did we already speak about this before?
For my next relationship?
Yeah.
I think
not your standards of the person, but more so the standards of your next relationship.
I feel like before, okay, I don't want to talk about the relationship in itself, but I want to talk before we get into that relationship. Like when we
talking
both know,
stage.
Yeah, when we're serious, okay, I like you, you like me, okay, what's the next step? Like what's next for us? I feel like for those expectations, like I want to make sure that we both are, firm believers in God, but we both are, strong believers in God. Like our relationship with God is
Firm
very
believer,
strong.
you could
It
say
is.
that.
Oh yeah. Okay, so firm believers in God, like it's very strong, and it's strong within both of us, and it's strong within our connection, as well as communication. I'm very very good with communication now. We have to be able to communicate with each other effectively.
You are not very good with communication now.
I'm not. So that means I need to work on that. So my expectation is to be a very clear and concise when it comes to communication.
Oh my gosh. Please.
Every single time. And I want him to do the same thing with me. I like an honest man. Tell me the bold truth. Don't sit here and beat around the bush and tell me everything else under the sun. Tell me the whole truth and keep it honest with me. Because you sitting here going around the bush or me doing the same thing is not going to help either of us. Another thing I can say is actions. If you're going to do something, do it. I hate a person that says, oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to be there. Oh, I'm going to do this. And then you're not there. You don't say anything. And then come around, oh, I had all this stuff that I got to do. Communicate. Let me know. And don't say something and you're not going to do it. I hate that so much. Like, I really do hate it. If you can't make it, if you can't do it, just say it from the jump. Like, if you know you got other stuff going on, let me know. At the end of the day. And then I think expectations, the last one, I would say loyalty. That's another thing that's very big for me. Just be loyal. Don't stop working on the relationship. For me, like when we get into that relationship, don't stop working on it. Keep going. Ask questions. Do gestures, all that stuff. All of that. And so just be loyal to one another, loyal to ourselves, loyal within our bond, our connection. And that's it for me. It's probably gonna be more, but that's off the top of the dome. What about you?
Ew, why did you just say that like that? Anyways, for me, y'all probably already know what I'm about to say. The foundations for my ideal relationship is honesty, loyalty, and integrity. Those are what I feel is a strong foundation for a relationship, like I said, and could really keep a bond. Definitely, we both have to be, like Amanda said, individually we need to have our relationships with God, and then we come together to have an even stronger bond with God, and we create a household, create a home that is God-led, and we both can live our lives within peace, knowing that we are with God and God is within us. Next for my relationship, it's I got a lot of things Amanda said. Communication. I like things straight up. I like to be told. I don't like to sugarcoat and the downplaying stuff. That's just not how I communicate, so I expect that not to be communicated with me. Or like that. What else? I think those main three are literally like overall for me. Those like even right now give me a sense of, I don't even know how to explain it really, what I'm feeling. But those is definitely something I will be dang, why am I out of words right now?
I have no clue.
I will be working on and will be looking for my next partner, someone who has themselves together and they're as ready for a relationship as I will be. But during this time of singleness, baby, Gianna will be doing what she has to do. I feel myself evolving. I'm actually really happy right now with life and the way that it's taking me. And so all I can say is God is good and will forever be good. And as long as I continue to build my relationship back up with God and my trust, put my trust in Him, I'm okay. I'm happy being single. I'm happy making connections. I'm happy doing everything that I'm doing. And I could genuinely say that I'm at peace with all that has happened. And all I could do is pray for them. Pray for me. Pray for Amanda. Pray for everyone. It's out of my hands. So, yeah, God is good. That's what I can say. God has been working working in so many ways.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys can relate to us or understand where we're coming from.
Definitely. And let us know if y'all believe in the right person, wrong time thing. I would like to know.
Real bad.
Real bad. But other than that, with all that being said, have a great week, you guys. Good morning, good evening, and good night to whoever's listening at whatever time. And yeah, toodles.
Toodles.